You take a position, doesn't matter really whether it's been done on the basis of a toss of a coin or charting over and above even the charting or the technical aspects.
지금 지겹고 짜증나는 하락에 많은 트레이더들이 손절이 나가고 청산이 되고 있습니다. 하지만 이 지옥 같은 장에도 수익을 내는 사람은 분명히 있습니다. 1990년부터 35년 이상 파생 상품을 다루며 트레이딩을 해온 잭 미어는 수십 년의 데이터를 바탕으로 자산을 불리기 가장 적합한 손절, 익절 방법을 터득했습니다. 생각보다 정말 간단했는데요. 그 중요한 내용 함께 보시죠.
I think the easiest and the best thing really from a spread betting point of view is just to keep you go into a trade, you have your original stop loss, the market moves in your favor, you raise the stop loss to break even as soon as you can, and then after that you basically try and walk away. Try not to look at it, try not to fiddle with that position. You take a position, doesn't matter really whether it's been done on the basis of a toss of a coin or charting, and you move the stop loss with that position until the market stops you out. So your greatest loss is obviously just in your initial stages, but after that, if you can try and get it so that you raise the stop loss to break even as quickly as possible and then keep raising it, you're normally going to be in good health on an account. It would take, put it this way, it would take a lot for you to wipe out an account if you kept on raising a stop loss as the position moved in your favor. It'd be very difficult to be hurt, and also because one day you'll have a very big winner. You've taken that position at £1.10, it never went back below £1.10, and your stop loss just keeps getting raised and raised and raised. So really, if you had to do anything in terms of spread betting, it's all about stop losses and stop loss management. After that, it doesn't really matter so much whether it's fundamental or whether it's technically based. You know, I think you've got to be realistic about what is effective and what isn't effective. And I think there are spread betting platforms which automatically move your stop loss with the position, and I think there's nothing better than that. I think that's just a great way to go. So the management is such a big part of this. It's probably 80% of the whole game.
Well, I think you just covered that really, how to determine take profit and stop loss levels.
I think that's really the name of the game. So you're not really looking at the market, you're actually just looking at your position once you've taken it. So that's it. And really, once the stop loss is at break even, your goal should be trying to stay there as long as possible, whether you don't get out until the end of the day or the end of the week or whatever time frame you're looking at. You'll find quite magically that a position where the stop loss isn't hit in the first few minutes on a tight day trading situation, or a position where there's no pushback below, there's no pullback below the entry point, will tend to be a very, very big winner too. I think you should always, if there's any secret, I think in trading, short-term trading, is just to see how long or how quickly it takes for that position to get away from the battleground of your entry point. The takeoff, it's a bit like flying. The takeoff and landing are the most dodgy parts of the journey. And if you get a good takeoff and you know that the position didn't go back, didn't go against you or hardly went against you, that's a very good indication actually that it's going to be a good position. But there's probably 5 different types of trade that you can have. The one where you go in, and as soon as you go in, it never goes in your favor, it just completely nosedives, and that's it. And those are the ones which will obviously kill your account and mean it's curtains for everything. Then you have this position which is, you take it, it never goes in your favor, and it slowly goes back and back and back. You keep loyal with it because you think, well, it's just going slowly, so it's okay, but you're stopped out of that as well. Then there's this trade which doesn't go anywhere. Then there's the one which goes mildly in your favor. And then there's the one which you go in and it never goes back to your entry point, not even after you've just clicked, and it goes from 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, just immediately. And what people do is that one is the one they cut as quickly as possible because they say, oh, I've got a profit. So they get out within 30 seconds and they kill the best trade they have. Whereas if they could have just put a stop loss in at break even a minute after they entered, they would make the big win. But the problem is that people tend to cut those, trade the fast winner and the slightly less fast winner, those positions, too quickly, But if you just try and, you know, the secret is probably just forgetting all the charting, forgetting everything else. Just look at it. You look at the entry point and see what the relationship is between the market and the entry point, and you'll know that within a minute or two what you've got on your hands, which of the 5 different types of trade you have on your hands, and that's really this. It is down to that. And if you start thinking like that, you'd be surprised how relatively easy the whole process actually then becomes. But the problem is, if you've lost 10 or 20 already, you want to get 10 or 20 back from that good trade, but not realizing that actually that good position, the A-list position,